Hello, I welcome you all for this series of lecture on Z transform. In the previous lecture, we have seen about the need of transform, different types of Fourier transforms, then the need of Laplace and Z transform. Now, let us try to understand the definition of Z transform. We have seen that Z transform is used for discrete time signals, just like Laplace transform is used for continuous time signals. Z transform is used for discrete time signals. And remember, the signals for whom we cannot find the Fourier transform, that is, the signals which do not satisfy the Dirichlet conditions, for such signals we can find out the Z transform, and this is achieved by a concept of what we call it as a region of convergence. Okay, so let us try to understand the definition of Z transform. Z transform is denoted by x of z. So whenever you are going to write the Z transform of a signal x of n, so this signal x of n is in the time domain. Okay, the signal x of n is in the time domain. So when you take the Z transform of this signal, okay, Z transform of this signal, Z transform, so you are going to get what is called as x of z. Okay, so this x of z is called as the Z transform. So x of z is given by this formula, x of n raised to x of n into z raised to minus n, where the value of n ranges from minus infinity to plus infinity. So this is the formula for Z transform. So you have to remember this formula for the Z transform. Now you can see here the value of x are negative as well as positive, so it starts from minus infinity to plus infinity. But if we say that x of n signal is a causal signal, so what is meant by causal signal? A causal signal is a signal which exists only for positive values. So if you take only the positive values from 0 to infinity, we are not taking the negative values of n, x of n, that is x of minus 1, x of minus 2, x of minus 3 and so on, then in that case this becomes a causal signal. So the Z transform for causal signal can be written as from summation from n equal to 0 to infinity. So minus infinity to 0, we have removed that. Okay, so this is another formula which is for only causal signals. So we can have the formula for non-causal signals, we can have the formula for causal signals. So only remember this summation. This summation is from minus infinity to plus infinity. This summation is from 0 to infinity. And what is this z raised to minus n? So z raised to minus n is called as the basis function of the Z transform. And what is the meaning of this z raised to minus n? This z is actually a complex variable. So z is given by the value of z is equal to r e raised to j omega. Okay, so it is equal to r e raised to j omega. It is a complex number. Okay, so r denotes the radius of the circle, j omega denotes the angular frequency. Okay, so z is a complex variable. Okay, which is actually a z is a basis function of the transform. Okay, it will actually, if you put this value of z into this equation, you can find out that this is a power series formula. Okay, so this is the power series formula. You go on substituting the values of n, you are going to get the negative powers and you are going to get the positive powers. So normally the question now arises that if z is going to have positive powers, now if you go on adding these positive powers, then x of z is going to become infinity, because you are going to add so many values go on adding the values, and this value is going to become infinity. So we have to have a condition for z. Okay, so that condition of z for which we get this value x of z as finite is called as a region of convergence. So region of convergence is a set of those values of z for which the power series x of z converges. What is the meaning of converges? The meaning of converges means that it attains a finite value. Converging means attaining a finite value, diverging means becoming infinity. So we cannot, so if you allow x of z to become infinity, then all the answer of Z transform will come infinity. That is not useful at all. Okay, so there should be some condition on z for which x of z will have a finite value. So that condition on z for which x of z attains a finite value is called as the region of convergence. So region of convergence is a very important concept in Z transform. Same type of region of convergence you also have in Laplace transforms. Okay, so now this is the definition. Okay, so x of z is given by this formula. Okay, x of z is given by this formula. So remember this formula for x of z, which is summation n equal to minus infinity to infinity x of n into z raised to minus n. This is double-sided Z transform because we are using for a non-causal signal. Okay, now if you go on substituting these values, you can get this formula actually, which is actually the Fourier transform formula for r equal to 1. So here you have to remember one thing, that when Z transform is evaluated on the unit circle, why unit circle? If you put r equal to 1, so r refers to the radius of the circle. Okay, so when you put r equal to 1, you will get the Fourier transform. So actually Fourier transform and Z transform, okay, see here, Fourier transform is a subset of Laplace and Z transform. So we are having the Laplace and Z transform as the bigger transforms compared to Fourier transform. Okay, so when it is continuous time signal, it may be Laplace transform, and when discrete time signal, it is Z transform. So Fourier transform is a subset of Laplace transform and Z transform. So Fourier transform is a special case of Laplace transform and Z transform. So when will you get the equation of Fourier transform from Z transform? You can get the equation of when we evaluate the Z transform on the unit circle. That is when you put r equal to 1, then you will get what you call as the Z transform, what you call as the Fourier transform. So we will see in the numericals when we solve that when we evaluate the transform of that signal on the unit circle, we get the Fourier transform. Okay, so this is the relation between Fourier transform and Z transform. So you have to remember this relation. What is the relation? The relation is that Z transform evaluated on the unit circle is nothing but the Fourier transform of the signal. Okay, so x of z transform is denoted by x of z. Okay, so it is basically a power series. Remember, it is a power series equation, and we have seen what is meant by region of convergence. The values of x of z for which the values of x of z which attains a finite value, these are the range of values of x of z should become finite. Okay, so these are called as the region of convergence. So x of z should become finite. So when it becomes finite, for what range of values of z, that range of values of z is called as the region of convergence of z. Okay, now let us try to compute the z transform of some very basic signals. Okay, let us try to use this formula. This formula we have used, we have seen this formula. Let us try to use this formula to compute the z transform. That is, let us try to practice the numerical of z transform. So the given signal is like this. So remember, Z transform is only for discrete time signals. There will be no continuous time signals. Continuous time signals are analyzed using Laplace transform. So we are not studying Laplace transform, we are studying only Z transform. So in our all examples, you will have only discrete time signals. So the discrete time signal is given like this: 1, 0, 3, minus 1 and 2. Now we have to find out the Z transform of this x of n. Okay, so how do you find out the Z transform of this x of n? I substitute this x of n in my formula. Okay, so I expand this formula. This formula is from n equal to 0 to 4, because this is 0, this is 1, 2, 3 and 4. So my n will range from 0 to 4. X of n z raised to minus n. Now go on putting the values of x of n. So the value of x of n for 0, n equal to 0 is 1. The value of x of n for n equal to 1 is 0. So z raised to minus 1 is 0. The value of x of n for n equal to 2 is 3. So here you will get 3. So 3 into z raised to minus 2. Similarly, minus 1 into z raised to minus 3 plus 2 into z raised to minus 4. So this is the equation of x of z. So normally you have got this equation of x of z. Now it is over. But along with this x of z, you have also to specify the values of z for which this is finite. Okay. For example, now in this equation, okay, this equation will it always be always a finite value? The answer is no, because here if you put z equal to 0, what you will get in this equation? See here, this equation is equal to 1 plus 3 into z raised to minus 2. So 3 into z raised to minus 2 is nothing but 3 upon z square, right? If I take the negative power, if this 3z square, if I take in the denominator, it will become z square. Now put here z equal to 0 here. So it will be 3 upon 0. Okay. So what is the value of 3 upon 0? Anything in the denominator as 0 will become infinity. So this value will become infinity.